Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. The last time I was on here, I said a bit about what I wanted to do with my life, what I was looking for in my get to know me, and it was a great way to start. But now I'm really wondering if, since I've posted that video and I've obviously still been inconsistent, you probably just have no idea who I am once again. I have a life that is kind of on the verge of I have planned, I know what I'm doing, and then all of a sudden something just comes and sit up, if you get what I mean. I'm at the point where consistency is just really hard in my life, and not necessarily because of me, but because things are always changing and I just have to learn to move with those changes. The sun is melting. I'm afraid. Oh my gosh. Now, at this point, there were things that I said that I wanted to accomplish in that video, and by the time you've watched this, I should have accomplished them. For starters, I definitely moved to Florida, as you can see in the background. I'm no longer living in San Francisco. We packed up, we left. I left my job. And it's crazy to say that out loud because I'm still making peace with it. But I left my job for a multitude of reasons. The main one was to be closer to family, but there was a multitude of reasons behind that, if I want to be honest with myself. I did end up going to see my little brother. I said that I wanted to, and I did. He did come to visit, and I spent some time with him and my family, and I'm super excited for that. But truth be told, even in the midst of good things, there's always something that comes and just makes me feel like maybe I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. A lot of little things just happen, and in the current market that we are right now, when it comes to, I don't know, like finding a job, getting my life together, it's just not as easy as I thought it would be. Previously, when it comes to finding a job, there's so many things that I used to do, and I'm a person who takes initiative, but the initiative is not enough, the effort is not enough, the background is not enough, the specialty is not enough, the interest is not enough, the skill set is not enough. At this point, nothing is enough when you're looking for a job. So if I can't find one, I obviously just need to create one on my own, because I'm not going to wait for someone to hand an opportunity for me. If I need to build that opportunity for myself, I will do it. And let's be honest, we're in our 20s. We have the ability to start over and try new things. And in this space and time, that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm not going to close myself off from opportunities. That's not my prerogative at all. But at the same time, I just want to make sure that if I set myself out to do something and make something of myself, it should be something that I'm passionate about and something that I love. So I created, hold on, I'll be right back. I created this journal right here. It's actually a career journal to just kind of help individuals figure out what your aspirations are, where you're looking to go, to really hone in and see how you've been feeling mentally, emotionally, skill set wise, experience wise, when it comes to your job overall. And I've realized that whenever I'm working a full-time job, corporate or not, it's always hard to kind of deal with things that come along. Maybe if those things are just not figuring out if this is the right position for you, figuring out, okay, I may enjoy these skill sets and I'm building on it, but these are things or aspects about the job or the role that I don't like. How do I transition from that? We don't tend to process those thoughts in our heads. Or even if I do enjoy this role and I want to grow in this role, how can I do that? Do I have a mentor? Who should I look to be my mentor? All those questions that are in depth that you should be asking yourself when you start your career, we don't. And sometimes the role may just not be for us and we want to transition from that. And timing is definitely important. You don't know if this is the right time or this is the right economy for you to even consider switching and finding or discovering new opportunities in general. This is what that is about. Journaling is something that I did when I was going through my corporate journey, and I definitely think it's really important for others to do it as well, especially if you're considering not only staying or getting a promotion or leaving. You really need to understand who you were on a daily basis in that job, how it affected you all around. So, the next thing I want to discuss is just figuring out who I am in this new body. Let me just show the body. Back up. Let me back up. And the body looks great. The booty is bootying. The body looks great. However, I'm still criticizing myself for the tums. You know what I mean? It's like, love bug. It's like, although you get there to that point where, yes, the body looks great. I prayed for it. This is the blessing that I wanted. But it's just, something is still off. I'm just not used to having a tummy. My whole life, I've pretty much been very, very slim, very, very slender. And I'm trying to kind of understand the beauty of changing the way that I dress to more better suit this body, because this body is not a crop top, skinny jeans body. This body is a nice button down, straight leg jeans, boyfriend jeans type of body, something that's a little bit high waisted. Do you get where I'm coming from? Or a nice flowy, stretchy pants that will showcase some curves or something, you know? So that's something that's going on with me right now. In terms of friends, relationship, marriage, I'm happy to say that I'm finally in a good space with that. I don't have anything in terms of those where I feel like I'm tethering or she's on peace, girl. Just said a word, the word hard, tethering, whatever. You can you can correct me in the comments below. But I don't feel like I'm in the predicament where I'm tethering on the edge with any of those aspects. I finally think that I'm in a space of happiness with them. And a lot of that comes from just changing your environment. We're here for a fresh start. And this may be the first video, but it won't be the last. And let me stop saying that. This is not the first video, okay? This is me continuing a journey you all already know about. So many changes come along and I just don't know where to go with them. But we'll figure it out. And the 20s are so stressful. I know people talk about the teenage stage, and that's the teenage stage. That's when you feel like your life is going to end. But your 20s, oh my gosh, the 20s are the ghetto. You're trying to figure out where you belong in terms of jobs, responsibilities, places you want to live. You have to start over making new friends if you've decided to move from your hometown. You have to figure out new hobbies. Your body is changing. You need to make enough money. You're trying to figure out if you're finding a partner right now, or if you just want to live your best young life, if you should focus on buying a home, having an apartment, moving back in with family. But even with all those aspects, you move in with family, you may not be as comfortable, but even if you're not comfortable, you may not be able to afford getting a place on your own, or even doing that, actively saving while you're doing that. At this point, nobody told us this the 20s was this ghetto. Like, was it always this ghetto? Because when we were in college or going to college, college, I don't know what, in my head, college just seemed like a perfect time. College seemed like a perfect time. It's like you had your own space, but at the same time, you may not have been making your own money, but you would have if you were working a little job. But then it's like you didn't have to worry about, okay, how am I going to pay this bill, that bill? Like, college bills kind of took care of themselves, which is, that within itself is a problem, because who's giving out loans to 18-year-olds and expecting us to spend the rest of our lives paying it back? Life right now, at this point, let me blab. Life right now is labbing. Life right now is lifing. Life right now is lifing. I have no retirement plan, even though I do have a little in retirement savings, but 401k is not enough. I think when I was working and I realized like, oh, in the past 2 years, I've contributed 20K to my 401k. So that's 10K a year. And then I was looking at my salary and trying to break down things. And I'm like, 10K this year, 10K next year. But it's absolutely impossible for me to live off of 10K for a year when I do retire. So like, how would this work out? Because what type of life am I going to have? Am I going to work like a slave just to live like a basic person when I retire? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like everything in the 20s, the more you the more you doubt. You get what I mean? And I'm just not finding out anything, bruh. This video is all over all over the place, but I'm talking to you person to person because it's just I don't know, maybe I just needed to get these things off my chest. But things are just hard, and even with the person I'm becoming, yes, marriage is great, marriage is happy, but if you're someone who's not willing to sacrifice or compromise a lot of the boundaries or things that you're dealing with right now and you're fully focused on self, maybe you just don't need to be with someone right now because there's a lot of sacrificing and compromising that comes with having a long-term partner. And think about if you're someone who doesn't know where you want to live, if you're someone who wants to have kids or want to know how many kids to have and wants to raise kids, you have to think about, am I going to raise my kids in an apartment? Am I going to raise my kids in a house? Oh my gosh. Oh, child, I'm hot. Point is, I'm just a girl in her 20s trying to figure life the freak out. And it is not easy out here. This road is hard. And in order to keep these things consistent and keep trying and keep letting you know that I'm working on these videos, what I'm going to do is pre-record a lot of things so I'll already have them up, ready, and waiting. And hopefully when you finally see this video is when I'll be in my new home. If I'm not, I'm taking this part out. But hopefully by the time you see this video, I'm in my new home because right now I'm currently staying with family that I love. And yeah, I'll see you next time. I don't want to talk anymore. We've talked enough. But if you can relate to any of my experiences, please put them down in the comments below because I want to hear about what you're dealing with in life. You know, like let's be friends because I just moved to a new city, so I need some at this point. So if you're going through things down below or anything that I mentioned in this video resonated with you, please, let's talk about it. I'll make a video about it. We can do this together because healing in the 20s or progressing to the 30s, not easy. So bye. See you in the next one.